whatever. Keep your hand over it when you do this, because your shit's going to go everywhere. Mind you also that the firing pin block needs to be in the up position while you do this, so that it can go in far and... Fuck. Now they're really gone. Fuck. Alright, so we're going to take one more stab at this. I've messed this up once tonight already. I had to grab another, well actually, I had to grab another gun and steal some pieces out of it, since shot one across the room earlier. Either way, this is the slide off of my my gun I shoot IDPA with. Season's over. So I went ahead and decided I would tear it all down and clean it. Saw on Bookface that someone wanted to know how to tear down a RDO slide. So I figured, might as well make a video, and I'd already tore mine down. So we're gonna buzz through this real quick and show you how to do it. First of all, these are, I've already took these out, obviously. These are T10s. Always use a good bit. These bits here are amazing. Really good. I had a P30 I bought used. Somebody ruined these. Ruined a couple of screws on. If you use a good bit, like get a snappy bit or something like that, just hammer that bitch in there. Turn it out, put a T15 in it, and hammer it out, turn it out. Use a good bit, they'll come out still. But either way, removed our plate. Throw it over here out of the way somewhere. First thing, we're gonna have the spring right here. This is the firing pin block spring. We'll go ahead and drop it out of the way there. We'll go ahead and flip the slide over. And if you look right here, this pin holds the extractor in. It goes out from this side and it's at an angle. So we have to make sure, put a little tension here on the, full tension here on it. And you can't see through the camera, but we give it a little push here. And the pin comes right out. It's got a head on it. Drop it in your little bucket there. Extractor. I already cleaned all this stuff up, so everything's cleaned up and all that good jazz already. Stay. Damn it, something like that. Extractor spring. Alright. So now we can go ahead and see inside this channel. There's the firing pin and there's the firing pin spring. We want to go ahead and knock this roll pin out right here. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this first to get it started. Get started because it's got a little point on it. This crooked ass punch here. Seen better days. There's the roll pin, hole it came from. Big deal there. I'm going to turn the decocker lever down and pull it off. See, it's got a hole in here that this spring index is in. And you'll also see right here, there's a plunger. We're going to have to be careful of that plunger in just a moment. This is where shit goes sideways. It did for me earlier. Now, I'm going to take this socket right here. I'm going to sit it where it will index and push up on the firing pin block. So we can go in here and we want to depress the firing pin extension. I guess that's what you call it. Hell, I don't know what the fuck you call it. Push it in. And we're going to turn the firing pin ever so slightly, or the decocker lever ever so slightly upward, and try to catch it. We're gonna go this way with it, and we're gonna try to catch it before it cams over and spits this little fucker right here out at the speed of sound. I'm trying to do this without losing. All right, so you can get it like I just did here, about half cocked. As you can see, it's just about to come out. When it does, it's coming. It's coming. So put my hand over it. And there it goes. There it goes, right there. Spring in the pin. This one has a very distinct, larger head on it than the other one, which I will show you in just a second. So we go push through. This one doesn't fly out, you know, cause you to have to chase it across the room for an hour or anything. Spring. If I can get this thing to balance on there, you can see that one's very distinctly different. So here is the firing pin extension, I think that is. It's got a little mushroom head on it. Looks like a dick. Here's the decocker. Now, again, at this point, the spring comes out as well for the decocker lever. So at this point, you can just simply shove on the firing pin block, and the firing pin will come dislodged. It will pull out like so. When we go back together with it, we're going to have to make sure that this goes to the, if you're looking at the back of the gun, this goes to the 3 o'clock position. The spring might get stuck in there. Simple little do-do-do, a couple taps. Out drops the firing pin block. And then here's the spring. So now you got your slide disassembled. You can clean it, all that good jazz, whatever you want to do with it. I've already cleaned this one up, obviously. I've been messing with it. A little difficult on the equipment here and there, so my slide's got plenty of scratches and nicks and all that good jazz on it. All right, so we want to put it back together now. We want to start here with the firing pin block. Now, when we go back together with it, you're going to see this hole right down in here. It's actually this hole on top. So what we're going to do is we're going to line that hole up with, that's where that spring sits that we took out of the beginning. So this wants to drop right down like so-ish. I tell you, this for some reason is just a pain in the dick for me. I don't know why. There it goes. Drop right in like so. Now we're gonna stick our finger in there, hold it from falling back out the bottom. And we want to go ahead and take our firing pin. You can kind of scoop the spring up with it like so. And we want to, again, remember to put it in with that notch at the 3 o'clock, or in other words, facing you if you're on this side of the slide. You want to just let that firing pin block move around just a touch, and you should be able to push the firing pin in. You can take the firing pin block, push it up in there, and if you catch it, which I didn't, if you catch it right, you can capture the firing pin. It'll stay in just like this. As you can see, that notch is ready for us to put the extractor back in. So we're going to take our extractor, put our pin with the head on it, and we'll pick up our spring. This became intertwined, there we go. Spring sits in here at kind of an angle, similar to that. The spring itself sits right here on this end of the extractor. So we kind of feed it in there, push the hook up and in, push the hook up and in here, put a little pressure on it here, and this pin should literally drop right in, like so. There's no need to hit it with anything or anything like that. And you'll see it sits a little proud on the one side. You can see it's in there at an angle. So we're going to take now our firing pin, our decocker. We're going to go to this side of the decocker, and you will see that it is countersunk right there. The head end goes into there like so. We will feed that in. We will feed that into our slide. Like so. We'll let it just sit just about there, because we've got to drop in our spring and detent, the small head detent, obviously. And our G pin, or spring, sorry. The hook goes down, and this one on the left side here faces back towards you. So we're going to go ahead and put it in. Like I said, it faces back towards me. You can just let it, oh, the old whoopsie daisy. But you have to put it in first before you put in the detent. Detent kind of goes in at an angle. Detent drops in at an angle like that. The good thing is we can literally push the detent down. We can push the detent down like so, and now we can slide it back out and let it catch like so. So now we want to bring our socket back out. So what's happening is if you don't push the firing pin block back up, you cannot slide this in freely. See, it stopped, it moves freely. So what we want to do is we want to get this, we want to get the decocker pushed back in to about this point here, to where then we're going to have to put that bastard plunger back in. That's just a son of a bitch all the way around. This spring here needs to actually, that hook needs to sit right here. And we may have, yeah, fucked it. There we go. All right, so here, set up here, come in a little deeper. That's what she said. Now we need to put our bigger detent spring and our detent, bigger detent in. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop it in here like so. And we are going to take something here to push in, and then you just something in there to do so. Push in, a little bit of pressure in, push in on the detent and roll it back down as if you were decocking it. And it puts us back here. We're back together there. So now we want to install our decocking lever on this side. I'm going to take it. We're going to have to take and go in right here, and push this detent down. You're going to feel tension on this spring. You can check it by sticking something in there and making sure it comes back up. When it does, you know that that's right. So you roll pin back in, ready, tap, tap. Couple ready tap taps. You're back in. There's no hang-ups. If you get that spring wrong, it'll actually act as if it's a regular 92 FS. So now that we're back at this point, go ahead and drop our spring back in. Grab our optic plate. Remember, the optic plate starts nose down, drops on. Whoopsies, I dropped it. Starts nose down. Oh shit, what an idiot. Drops in, nose back down, and then we will put a screw in it. These are T10s. Obviously I'm not done here. I'm just tightening these up, but you'll want to go ahead and wipe off all of your witness marks and clean it up. I'm going to work on my rear sight removal a little bit, so I'm not doing this yet. Go ahead and lock tight, tighten to 10 inch-pounds, and you're good to go. So there you go. That's your 92 RDO slide disassembly reassembly.